I'm Cody, and when my dad first introduced me to my stepsister Megan, my jaw dropped. She was so hot.
Guys, I've talked a lot about bad animation channels and bad animation videos on this website. We have seen countless awful animations with even worse subject matter. It's like all of these animation channels are just competing to see who can be the worst. But today, I have found what is actually the worst animation I've ever seen. Now look, I know I say that every time, but this video is different. Now we're not a stranger to the channel True Stories on this channel. I've said multiple times that I think this is the worst animation channel on the entire website of YouTube, and after today's video, I think that will be an undeniable fact. Now I think in every single video we have covered, the title never accurately reflects what the video is about. It's always something stupid like my mom gave birth to a cat, and then the actual video is just about a kid who acts like a cat sort of. But this video was not like that. For the first time in history, the title is actually what the video is about, and they picked one of the worst titles to actually make true. I accidentally got my stepsister pregnant. Whoopee. Well, I hope everybody's ready to have their day ruined. Let's begin. Please subscribe.
I'm Cody, and when my dad first introduced me to my stepsister Megan, my jaw dropped. She was so hot, and only a year older than me. I knew I wanted her.
Yeah, we're not even 10 seconds in yet, and I'm already deeply regretting this decision. I mean, seriously, who is coming up with these stories? Oh wait, I forgot. Apparently all of the stories on this channel are 100% true. Well, I mean, it does say that this channel is based out of Alabama, so maybe this one isn't too far-fetched.
But from day one, she acted like she was used to guys putting her on a pedestal and didn't pay any attention to me. I knew I'd have to work hard to prove that I was different than other guys.
Well, you really shouldn't have to work that hard. I mean, it is kind of a given that you're different from other guys, right? You know, considering that you are her brother and all. I think that separates you from the other guys just a touch.
I thought it'd be a piece of cake once Megan and her mom moved in with me and my dad after our parents got married. Instead, that's when I found out she had a boyfriend, Noel.
How much did they pay this voice actor? Because I can almost guarantee that it was not enough to have this blemish on your resume for the rest of your life. It also really doesn't help me that all I can imagine is Seth Rogen saying all of this. Does anybody else hear that?
Thankfully, Dad was pretty religious and didn't really like the fact that Megan was dating Noel, so he only let her see him at our house so he could keep an eye on him and make sure they didn't get up to any funny business before marriage. Anyway, one evening, I was doing crafts at the table in the corner of the living room while Megan and Noel were on the couch watching TV. When suddenly, out of the corner of my eye, I saw Megan go to kiss Noel, but he stopped her and whispered, "What about your brother?" "Oh, don't mind him. He's a simp," Megan replied.
I don't think that's even like a correct usage of that word. That doesn't even make sense in this context. You can tell that this video was made when that word was having its reemergence.
Noel laughed and they made out, right there in front of me. I just pretended to ignore them and focused on adding the finishing touches to my laser sword.
I think my favorite recurring theme in these kinds of videos is their seeming obsession of just adding absolutely pointless details. Like the fact that this kid is making a laser sword never comes up again, but for some reason it was really important for us to know what he was working on.
What else could I do? Megan obviously still didn't see me as anything other than a dumb little brother. But I was determined to change that.
I think the facial expressions animated by this channel are some of the most uncanny, terrifying things on this entire planet. I mean, what is this?
So a few nights later, I brought home a girl from school who was crushing on me to make Megan jealous. It must have worked because after that, I sensed a change in our relationship. Megan started going out of her way to be nice to me and kept asking me to cover for her when she snuck out at night to see Noel.
Oh wow, okay, maybe this guy is a simp. He is taking somebody using him to sneak out as being nice to him. Maybe they did use it right.
One time, after Dad saw her empty bed, he asked me if I knew where Megan was. I told him that I'd just got off the phone to her and that she was at her friend Sarah's house. When Megan got home, I told her what I'd done for her, and she gave me a big kiss. That's how I knew I was really starting to win her over.
So, as we're getting to the finale of this video, I hope you're starting to be able to tell that this video is really gonna end how you think it's gonna end, which really begs the question, who wrote this and why? I mean, you've gotta think if somebody went through the trouble of hiring voice actors and animators and writing the script and all of that they probably want to see this little fantasy played out for some reason. I wonder why that would be.
Then the week after that, Megan burst into my room crying and flung herself on my bed. Apparently, Noel had broken up with her over the phone. She didn't seem to want to talk about it, so I didn't push for details. Instead, I showed Megan what a sensitive guy I was by comforting her until she stopped crying. That must have done the trick, because then she slid between my sheets, mumbling, "I don't want to sleep alone tonight."
Alright, let's pause right there for a second. I would just like to remind any YouTube moderators getting ready to slap my channel with a stinky strike that this video exists elsewhere on YouTube. I am simply inserting my own opinion on the subject matter of this already existent video. Please spare me, I know you hate me.
Surprised, I moved over and asked, "Where am I supposed to sleep?" "Next to me," she whispered. I won't go into it, but that night, my dream finally came true.
So, yeah, they really just slept together. You know, I was honestly surprised the first time I watched through this. From my experience with these channels in the past, I was expecting him to, like, build a laser that could make people pregnant or something. You know, something to sabotage her and Noel's relationship so he could get with her. But no, they just slept together because she got broken up with. It kind of makes me appreciate the other ones because while this one is, you know, disgusting, it's kind of boring comparatively.
Megan was mine. But wait, there's more. The following night, Megan snuck into my room again after our parents had gone to bed. And the next night. I was on cloud 9 right up until Monday morning when Megan burst into my room smiling and waving a pregnancy test stick. At the sight of it, I felt sick to my stomach as I crashed back to reality. But I used protection. "You sure it's mine?" I asked. "Of course it's yours, you idiot. Everyone knows those things aren't 100% effective."
Yeah, and neither are pregnancy tests, and there is no way you would be testing positive 2 or 3 days after the event. That's just not how that works.
"Dad's gonna kill me when he finds out." "This isn't about you," she yelled, storming out in a rage. Well, that was a week ago, and Megan hasn't been back in my bed since. She won't talk to me about it either. I don't know if she's still mad at me or if it's just her hormones, but at least she hasn't told Dad yet. He's going to get the belt out when he finds out about all this funny business.
Yeah, dude, a little belt smack should probably be the least of your worries. I'd worry about, you know, the child you're having with your family member. That one should probably be on the top of your priority list. Well, guys, we've made history. We have found the only honest animation video on this website. How do you feel to be a part of this monumental moment? You should be proud. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and walk on over to that subscribe button and touch it. It's free. It won't cost you anything. But for now, that's all I have for you today. Bye.
Subscribe.